Well, welcome to SGL Spiritual Guiding Light. Listener, welcome. For those of you who are new, I just need to get the introduction out of the way. The reason why is because of all honesty, I really don't want things to sound automated. So, I really want your sessions to feel authentic, more one-on-one, and, as time progresses, you will see the change in the recordings and added on features, etc., etc. But as of now, I really want your sessions that have the readings that are released onto you or delivered to you, I should say. I really want them to feel as if I was literally sitting next to you or across from you. For the most part, this full moon is really pulling. It's pulling on me, and I'm sure it's pulling on the collective. I did not do as much research any research unless it was brought to my attention, details about this blue moon. But I don't want to focus on why it's a blue moon. I am requesting that you either get a calendar that has the moon cycles or download an app that has that explains each moon cycle so that you can really understand what the moon's interaction with the body, your body, and how it affects you. More so how it impacts you. For me, I truly believe that I've broken a cycle. It feels more so like a last call energy for me. It's kind of like, this is kind of like a comparison that I can give you. It's kind of like that I'm not going to do that anymore energy. Now I'm speaking about in regards to me, if you can relate. Hopefully you get more clarity of my experiences. My experience this far up to this full blue moon. Now, I am guilty as association with always saying that, I'm done with something or someone, doesn't matter. It's not that serious. Basically, it's finally I can say that I am really closing out a chapter of certain things that I should have released and let go of quite some time ago. Was it difficult? Sometimes, yes. Was it always difficult? No. But I will say that I personally allowed my excuses and life and triggers to allow me to keep certain cycles in its same motion instead of closing out those cycles. There's many times where I've had the strength to be able to, but then some type of event occurred or some type of trigger that made me say, you know what? I'm not ready to close out this cycle. A majority of the time, though, I will say this. My mind was not made up, because half of my shadow self would say, there's nothing that you need to change about yourself. But then my higher self would say, you know what you need to change about yourself. So I was not balanced the way that I should. So I was up and down. My up and downness has now come to a close, where it's like, if you are a person who, don't mind my allergies, if you are a person who pays attention to signs and wonders and synchronicities, for me, I think that I get more messages when I don't seek. And so compared to when I seek, it's kind of like digging into something that doesn't need to be digged in when it's in plain sight. So what am I saying? It feels like I'm supposed to have this sense of triumph and I'm supposed to celebrate. But I really feel like my motor skills are at a set pace to where I don't know if it's like, okay, do I take a nap? It's kind of like, it's like my impulsiveness, I feel like my impulses have been removed. And I don't know what to do with myself. I know what I need to do and take in pertaining to like taking care of, responsibilities, but just overall, it's like I have no more room. It's kind of, it feels like the pen has been handed down to me. And what I'm saying is I'm able to rewrite my story. And I've accepted, which many of occasions I've accepted closing chapters in cycles that I would always either reopen that door or fast forward a cycle and try to, but that never worked. When I said try to, it's kind of like repeating the same thing but trying to do it a different way, but that doesn't work. It actually gets worse. Or, instead of using the door, you trying to use a window of opportunity and not even having enough energy to fly. And so I feel like my ended cycle is my impulses. And I think that I have more training that needs to be done, because just because a pen is being handed down to you doesn't mean that you know how to doesn't mean that you are proficient with scribing. Okay. So and I'm just sharing my personal space because I am sharing my time with you in the midst of me pressing forward. Do share how this blue moon is impacting you. Are you able to recognize are you able to recognize what I'm trying to say is, what are the things you're able to recognize? With all honesty, because it was really hard for me to really accept this closed cycle. I mean, we can stand here and be like, I am ready for this thing called life. And then when you step into life, you realize it's like, okay, what do I have to grab onto? Am I secure? Do I feel safe? Nowadays when it comes with trust, there's so many forms of trust. Someone can smile in your face and the next thing you know, slap the dog shit out of you. So, and nowadays I feel like that's low vibing though, to think that way. But in all reality, you always want to be prepared for unexpected situations. And for the most part, when you're prepared, if you're not entertaining those type of low vibrational environments or people or situations, and you don't even surround yourself in those arenas, for the most part, your preparedness actually assists someone else who, they're a low vibing person and they're coming to you for the rescue. They're coming to you for counsel. And so you have these tools that you're able to loan them or assist them with. And so, I feel like a lot of people within the collective, if you have a short attention span, you can fast forward this, but for the most part, this reading is not for you. This is more so of, let's invest time. Listener, let's invest time. Yes, I am sharing some of my personal space with the impact of this blue moon up to the full blue moon. Okay. And so far I have shared about me closing a cycle that I have had difficulties with closing. And I feel like, it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like, how when they wish for something and then when they get it, they don't cherish it long enough and then they want something else. It's always wanting and wanting and wanting and needing and needing and needing. I'm being guided to tell you it is not easy to use what you already have. I don't know who that's for, because you're guided to, you basically use what you have before replacing things with the new or establishing new. So hopefully that message will give you a peace of mind. Moving forward, like I said, nowadays, it just feels like the only safe space really for some of us is, work environment to a certain extent. You have to have those boundaries. And then your associations when it comes to being introduced to other people through someone that knows you, or you knowing someone and saying, hey, I know someone and I want to introduce you. It doesn't stop. It's a repeated cycle. So if you really are not a people person, and if you are stepping into a career field where you're going to have to always deal with people and be on your toes, you better start getting from being comfortable with just who you are. You need to become uncomfortable, because what people don't talk about, when we take control of our lives, there's more uncomfortable situations until you really remove that low vibrating energy and really have true balance of the yin and yang. There's other ways to say it, but your true balance of thyself. And that's a lot of things that people don't talk about. They say, as far as me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And, there's a lot of battles. We win some and we lose some. But when you give it to God, you're going to win. But this blue moon is making me feel like everything is being reset for the greater good. And if you know that you know that you know that you know how you can just feel it, it's this feeling that's unexplainable that no one could change alter your mindset to convince you otherwise. It's like a salesperson trying to sell you something, and it's like, I said no. But you're willing to test out the test run or the free sample or whatever. But you know that they're going to pitch the hell out of what they need to pitch to get this sale. And we all know that most people who are in sales, that's the incentive is a reward for them. But salespersons also have to know, they know that they have to separate feeling and circumstance. They have to remove both of those to be able to meet those numbers. Because if they don't meet those numbers, they don't have a job. So I said that to say this, listener. You are going to have to, I feel like this full moon is gearing up the people with empath essence. Those who, you have great intentions to get to know people. You have great intentions to change your situation. But there is this hold back. I feel like that's what's being reset. So where things could be welcoming for you, okay? In a way where you feel not comfortable not in a comfortable way of someone that's comfortable that takes advantage, like not appreciative advantage. This is a reset of really seeing what you didn't see, And I wish I could give an example of now being able to see what you didn't see before. Because our stories can be common, but they're not going to be the exact same. So I'm even noticing just from, maybe it's just my allergies, because normally even if my allergies are acting up, I still have a little hype man inside of me. And my hype man is saying, girl, I am on break. And so, yes. everything is slowing down, and I know that I need to, recharge, but I also know that if you get too much rest, that can make you sleepy. So if some of you are like, you know what, I'm getting a lot of rest and I don't understand why I'm still sleepy, it's because I believe that after a certain limit of sleep, you're supposed to, become active. You got to get up and do something. But if your body is saying lay down, lay down, but if you're still exhausted, I'm not going to say exhausted, tired, you feel tired, it's because you overslept. So your bones, your body is so relaxed that it's still in a state of sleep. So that's what's going on, okay? Believe me, I am in that feeling. I'm like, you know what? I am going home. I'm about to crawl back in bed and I am going to take another nap. Okay? Or this could just literally be my allergies, literally taking a toll on me, because normally I'll have allergies in the mornings, and lately I've been having them late at night, and I've been sneezing and huffing and, not the ordinary. But let's go ahead. I see the Two of Cups. And, I'm going to ask you, do you trust someone that's coming in to deliver a cup to you? Do you trust them? Or do you have trust issues? It's either, do you trust this person that's getting ready to deliver a cup to you? Or is it you just have in general trust issues? That's something, excuse my language, that's something that you are going to need to ask yourself of true honesty. That's something that you're definitely gonna need to ask yourself. Like, do you just have trust issues in general, or whoever is inserting themselves or making themselves known, delivering this cup, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy? Do I know which one it is? No, babe, I don't. I don't have any clarifiers with me, but yes, I did see the Two of Cups. Whoever this is, the situation is bigger than this person, but there's this illusion of this person's ego, and they think that they're in control, and in reality, they're going through a test to see how they're going to treat you, my darling. Okay? So, I'm literally seeing someone, ask for money, and the person shows up and they purposely argue with you so that they can throw the money at you and say, don't ever ask for nothing. Don't ever say, I've never helped you before. This person's ego literally, and they don't understand that they are going through a test, but they're coming into your space with this ill intention. And it's kind of, I don't know what you've done in the past where this person has held on to some type of animosity, like they've been waiting for this moment to do this to you. And, I'm hearing cursed money. I'm assuming that's tied to them throwing money at you and you're being guided to burn it so that you can be blessed. I have never heard about burn. I don't know rituals like that. Only ritual I know is giving my prayer to God. It's the only one that I know of. So, and paying tithes. But I believe in spiritual tithing and time of tithing. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I go to church and I pay my tithes. No, I am looking for a church home, but unfortunately I haven't found one yet. And I know it will come. I'm in no rush, especially due to my sexual orientation. I don't want to be amongst a congregation that half of everyone they love me for who I am, and the other half is just they in their head I'm going to hell, and it's like, no, baby. I don't know who told you that. I don't know who. I'm hearing Mark and Jacob. Oh, goodness gracious. The true conviction is within. About honesty, not about what's being programmed to convict or what's being, where all odds can come against you, where people are being recruited. Nah. That kind of stuff creates bad karma. And, I do apologize if I sound like the Visine guy commercial, if you guys remember that commercial. But my allergies, they are taking a toll of me. But I kind of like it. You know why? It's because it's slowing me down. I am at a calm space. Very much so. So calm where just hand me a pillow. Okay? Hand me a pillow. Crank up the AC. I don't even want a blanket. Just give me a good thread count sheet and we good. We good. Yes. But if I do get cold, I need you to have the proper quilt, because I need when I'm blanketed, I want to make sure that I feel comfort. Literally, don't pay me no attention. Don't pay me no attention. Like I said that I would actually invest some time just so that you can feel okay, because some of you, this blue moon it has created some type of fear where you may have closed in, where today you may have had the intentions to go out in public, and then you had an attack and you just said, you know what, I can't. When you have panic attacks, those are scary, especially when you don't have anyone in your safe space to assist you. So that's why I'm taking out the time. I didn't want to just come on today and have all kind of, random reads, which I will be doing. If you haven't checked out the random reads, I believe I did 3 of them. So when you see random reads or random reads in parentheses, that means at that time I am just pulling on energy and I am reading energy and I'm delivering the messages. Okay, so, but no, this is not a random session of me delivering your read. But, maybe you should look into it. I'm definitely going to look into the blue moon. Like I said, I haven't, the last full moon that I really took out the time to really get input on and information that would assist me you know. It was the pink moon. And you can go watch that. I mean, you're definitely going to be navigating and scrolling for a bit, because I don't believe that the platforms give you the option to like go directly to a certain reading. Like on YouTube, how I can sort the readings out into a specific folder. It's not like that on the podcast. It's, first come, first serve in that order. Like, I can't modify in the order that I want the readings to go, or I can't categorize them. And so, what else? Yeah, the pink moon, I remember, and I was really passionate about that pink moon reading. Yes, I was really passionate about it. So I did the pink moon reading, and I have that available. That's here on the podcast. So take out your time to check that out whenever time permits itself. But definitely, I don't want you to always like. I don't want you to always be like, oh, SGO said. I want you to put in the work too, Now, if you had a panic attack today, what I really would want you to do is, this is crazy. Hold on. I'm sitting here trying to do stuff, and I don't know why. You, take it easy, okay? Because those are serious. They're very much so. And for some of you to recover, it's going to take like a week to recover. Others of you, it could be 24 hours. It just depends. So, you're not alone. Email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. Now, mind you, there is no wrong questions. You're not going to resonate with every reading. So I appreciate you guys coming to show up and supporting every reading. I highly appreciate it. And I hope you appreciate me showing up for you. But I also want you to take heed that you want to process things. I know that I'm a sponge and I'm always open to learning and learning and learning and learning. But I know that there are some times where you have to kind of pause and kind of really grasp what it is of the information that you have intaked, or grasp of, how life is unfolding and how you are reacting to how life is unfolding. And I really strongly believe that this blue moon is a reset for your favor. And I do want to stress this, though, that sometimes it first is uncomfortable to when it becomes comfortable, but don't get set in comfortable, because we can sometimes lose direction. We can lose sight. So be mindful, my love. All right. I don't know if I'm going to come back on here as of today. And this reading is not time stamped. But if you do have time, if you have a short attention span, I'm not saying to believe every audio or video that you watch, but for those of you who are visuals, Look it up on YouTube. Information about blue moon, and just be open. Doesn't mean that you have to accept everything that's being presented to you. And you can also, like I said, there's apps, there's other resources, and I want you guys to start paying attention to how your body and your mind is acting from through the moon cycles. And this is something that I'm doing, because I want to know, what is going on, because the moon it pulls on water, and we have water in our body. So I will say this: if you are dehydrated, you're going to be highly affected, because what is the moon pulling on if you're dehydrated? Yeah. And I know that could be very irritating and uncomfortable. So, believe me, I know. So I'm just letting you know. You have to, we can say we love ourselves all day, and that can be an impulse, Doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean that you don't. It doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. It just means that for some of you, it doesn't mean that you don't love yourself because you're dehydrated. It just means that you have to learn to make hydration a priority. All right? Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and until we meet again. So this definitely was a rambling read, but overall, the assignment is to pay attention so that you can know how your body and mind is reacting to the moon cycles. Whoever you are, I want you to create a safe space so that when you reset, you're not starting from square one again, because that could literally, trust, like I said, comes in many forms, and I don't want your trust to be a teeter-totter. We want to get off the teeter-totter. Okay? We want to ground ourselves in our own trust, and we want to go on this journey that's going to be comfortable. And we talked about comfortable. Okay? We're not going to get lost in fear, but we're going to get comfortable and find we're going to find tranquility. Okay? All right, don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and until we meet again.